The Islamabad High Court has acquitted Imran Khan and Shah Mahmood Qureshi in the Cypher case. Their appeals against convictions were accepted, but they remain in prison due to other cases. Imran Khan is serving a sentence in the Iddat case, and Qureshi is on physical remand until 5th June. The Cypher case involved a diplomatic document alleged to contain a US threat to topple Khan's government. The acquittal marks a significant development in a long-running legal battle. Shifting to the Supreme Court, hearings have resumed on reserved seats in assemblies. Justice Jamal Khan Mandokhel noted public support for PTI-supported candidates in 8th February elections. The court is reviewing the Sunni Ittihad Council's plea against the denial of reserved seats for women and minorities. The hearing was adjourned until tomorrow, with the Pakistan Bar Council condemning PTI's demand for CJP Isa to recuse himself from related cases. Meanwhile, a Christian man in Sargodha who was injured in a mob attack on 25th May has died in a Rawalpindi hospital. The attack involved a lynch mob over a desecration allegation, resulting in violence against minority community members. Over 100 arrests were made, and a blasphemy case was filed against the victim. His body is being returned to Sargodha for a funeral this afternoon. In economic news, Pakistan's consumer price index rose 11.8% in May from a year earlier, the lowest in 30 months and below the Finance Ministry's projections. This comes ahead of the central bank's review of its key rate, which has remained at 22% for 7 meetings. Inflation has been above 20% since May 2022, peaking at 38% last May. The Finance Ministry expected May inflation between 13.5% and 14.5%, with further easing projected by June 2024. More than 1 million people have been forcefully displaced from Rafah as Israeli forces killed 40 people in the last 24 hours in attacks across Gaza. The humanitarian crisis in the region continues to escalate with each passing day. In the midst of this conflict, doubts are growing over the latest truce proposal. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, both facing potential arrest warrants from the ICC, have cast doubt on the USBAC proposal. This has led to uncertainty about the prospects for peace. Despite the uncertainty, Hamas spokesman Osama Hamdan has welcomed the truce plan. However, he told Al Jazeera on Sunday that the group has yet to receive any written documents outlining the details of the proposal. The situation on the ground remains dire, with Jabalia and Beit Hanu being declared disaster areas following an Israeli military operation in the northern Gaza cities. The destruction and displacement in these areas highlight the severe impact of the ongoing conflict. Meanwhile, Gaza's government reports that more than 3,500 children are at risk of dying of starvation as Israel continues to curb aid delivery. The restriction of essential supplies exacerbates the already critical humanitarian situation. Since the conflict began on 7 October, at least 36,479 Palestinians have been killed and 82,777 wounded in Israel's war on Gaza. The scale of casualties and the extent of the devastation underline the urgent need for a resolution to the conflict.